Welcome to my March budget closeout. I'm pretty nervous about doing this March budget closeout. We just had some weird things happen this month. Our income was different than I expected, and we've made some mistakes. We overspent in a few categories, so I actually really am a little bit nervous. I think that it's going to be close to a wash, if not over. So I don't think we're going to have a lot of extra money. In fact, I'm nervous that we actually overspent overall this month. So we're going to figure this out together and see how we did. So fingers crossed, say a little prayer that we come out all right this month.
Hi, I'm Megan with Bethel Budgets. I'm here because it's more than just math. At some point, you've probably built a budget. You've laid out your income, you've laid out your expenses, and thought it's simple math. I'll just stick to what's on the paper. But then life happened and your budget didn't work out. The reason? Because it's more than just math. That's where I come in. Let's figure this out together. Don't give up. You've got this.
I want to take a second before we go on to thank you because we hit 100 subscribers on our channel and I'm super excited and thank you so much for the support. Also, I want to thank 2 donors for buying coffees so that I can take new budget babes out for coffee and get them set up with a budget. So Katie of the house, thank you for purchasing 2 coffees so I can take new budgeters out. Katie of the house has a budgeting channel and I love going over, especially to see her Transfer Tuesday videos. If you haven't, I'll put her link in the description box. You can go check out her channel. Katie of the house is a wonderful budget channel to go view. I just love her videos, especially her Transfer Tuesday videos. So Katie, thank you so much for supporting Budget Babes and Bethel Budgets. I'm just honored that you were over here and supporting us. Then we had another anonymous donor. She wished to remain anonymous. She bought 20 coffees for the Budget Babes and to get more Budget Babes started with budgeting. So what this is I take people out for coffee and I get them started with a budget. I get them set up with a debt digging plan. So if you are interested in supporting that, the link is in the description box below. You can pay for their coffee so that I can help them to get set up. I've been in tears all week. I've just been so grateful for all of the support and how well this has taken off. I am in awe and just, I have no words. I keep stuttering over myself because I'm just so thankful and so grateful, and I've been laughing and joyful and crying all week, and I can't thank you all enough. So we're going to jump in with our March budget closeout, and I'm doing this on my Remarkable today. 1, because I love using my Remarkable. 2, my son is having surgery today, so it's super early in the morning, and I want to get this done for a couple of reasons. It's bringing me peace to have this out of my brain. I'm doing this on the Remarkable because it's too early in the morning to put on makeup and it's a strenuous day. I don't feel like putting on makeup. I just want to be here for my son, but I want to get this done before we go get into surgery mode, and this is a way for me to get this done, get this filmed. It'll give me something to do. I can edit the video while he's in there. He's okay, nothing serious. It's an umbilical hernia. It'll be a quick thing, but he's my baby, and so I just want to be there for him, but I want to get this done and get this filmed and be able to edit and have my mind be busy while he's back there. So we're going to do this on the Remarkable today, and that way I don't have to look pretty for camera and I can just sit here in my sweats and film. And that's me being open and honest. Okay, let's jump in. So on the screen, you can see my Remarkable, but you can also, I have this little pop-up where I have my every dollar. So this is where I'm getting my numbers from. This is connected to my bank. So every time there's a transaction, I can go and take it from this side and categorize it over to the correct category and plug in my transaction. So you can see why I'm nervous. I've got all these red numbers here. All right, so let's see how this goes. Because I'm not doing this on a Google Sheet, which is usually a lot faster because it does the math, I'll have to be doing the math myself. So I'll do each category, speed up the video, and then we'll talk. So I'm going to plug in the numbers for the income, and then we'll talk. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got more income than expected, and the reason why is because I had calculated how much I would need to contribute to fully fund my HSA this year. And I thought that was going to start in the month of March, but I missed the deadline. So I got my regular amount of pay, and I wasn't even sure what these numbers were going to be. This was just some back of the napkin math if you watched my March budget with me. So we got our regular amount of pay. So this looks like extra income, but really it's not extra. It's my normal amount of pay. So this is the first thing that kind of messed us up, and we'll see how maybe this will help us out as we have overspent in some other categories, but we'll find out how that works in a minute. So scrolling down to tithe, we planned $690, but we spent $720. So for tithe, it looks like we overspent in tithe, but that's okay because we tithe 10% off what our actual numbers are, which that's what that is. So 720 minus 690. So we're over by $30 there, which is okay. We'll figure that out. Lump sums I have not transferred yet because I'll do that on Transfer Tuesday. So we're going to hold off on that and see how much, so I hope to at least transfer that. Usually I can transfer more. This month I'm a little nervous that I might have to dig into that to make ends meet, but we'll see. Hopefully that won't be the case. I haven't had to do that in a really, really long time. Okay, so housing, I'm going to plug these numbers in and I will be right back with you. For housing, we did okay because water, sewer, trash, I treat that like an envelope. So every month I put aside $150. So I have that in my buffer, and we spent $210.35. So this $60.35 is actually going to come out of my buffer. So I'm not worried about that $60.34. Let's go down to groceries. So our food category, this is where we really overspent in every category. Groceries is one we've been watching. So I'm going to plug in these numbers and get right back to you. Our food category, I wasn't as over in our dining out categories as I thought. Just $9 here and $13 here, and we saved a little on fellowship. I was really hoping to stay way under. So the last weekend, our date night category, we had only spent like $100 out of. So I was really hoping to keep $100 of that and make up some of this from our groceries category. But we ended up going on an outing with some friends, and my husband wanted to do some extra fun things because his birthday is coming up. And I couldn't tell him that we had already spent some of his birthday budget without spoiling his birthday. So I was like, and we did. So I was just put it under the date night category instead. So it was fine and it worked out. And we only went over by $13. So it's fine. Budgets are more than just math, and we made it work. The grocery budget, I'm still pretty concerned about. However, we only went over by $286 instead of $500 this month. So we're getting there. We're still going to have to watch it though. And we've been looking at every penny we're spending, and we're really not going crazy. So, I mean, we eat differently than probably a lot of people would. If you're a Dave Ramsey follower, he would be saying beans and rice or rice and chicken, but we don't and can't eat that way. We have too many food allergies. We believe also that our health is more important. If we were to eat that way, we would be a wreck. And so we choose to put food and healthy food as our top priorities. And so we can't eat that way. And that's where our money goes, is our food budget. We might we've been talking about choosing to have some of our dining out. So we'll have our family dining out, we'll have our date night dining out, and we'll maybe cut out fellowship altogether. However, that's not really reasonable. So these are discussions we're having in our State of the Family meetings, but we'll come back to that. Transportation, let's scroll down to transportation. Transportation, we have... It's just been a weird month. So transportation, we haven't hit our gasoline budget in months. We're usually close. We're usually like $2.80. So I haven't changed our gas budget because $20 isn't enough to fill up a tank. So I always leave it at $300 just in case. but we went over by $30 this month, and that's frustrating to me because I've been watching this gasoline budget. A couple months ago, I did a 3-month eagle eye watch on it, just like we're doing with groceries right now. And we decided not to change that, and now we're over. So it's budgeting, it's more than just math. You might watch things, you might have it all figured out, and you never really do. You never have it all figured out. But we didn't get a car wash, so it kind of worked out in our favor. So we have $22 extra there. Maybe we'll be okay at the end. I'm really nervous about this budget, you guys. We'll see how we do. Let's go to the next page. So we've got personal. I'll put in these numbers and be right back with you. You guys, we might be okay after all. These are categories I wasn't even thinking about. I was only worried about the ones that we were over in because I was worried about the negative, but these are ones that we usually go over in. Shopping, I can't believe we didn't spend all of our shopping money. Hair and cosmetics, we usually spend all of that too. And birthday money, the past couple of months, we've spent all of that. We might be all right after all. These were positive numbers, correct? Look at that. Phew, we might be all right. Okay, lifestyle. I'm really nervous. We'll see. Lifestyle. Whenever you start new numbers with your budget, when you're a beginner budgeter or you get a new level of income or, you get a new payment of some kind, it takes a couple months to regulate your budget. You get comfortable with a budget and you might go on for a year and then something changes and it takes a couple months to really figure it out. And I was worried. I can't do this in my head anymore. Okay, lifestyle. I'll plug in these numbers. Be right back with you. Lifestyle. I'm okay. I'm a little concerned why we only spent half of our entertainment budget. I know we canceled 2 subscriptions, but I really thought that I planned for those. So I'm going to have to go look into that a little bit. That is concerning. Although it's, we're a couple days into March now, so everything's come out. So, okay, let's see how we did. Okay, so we're over in that category by $12.45, but that's not too terrible. Moving on to medical and health. This is the category besides food that we really got messed up on because we were supposed to start switching over to paying for all of these things out of our HSA, and we kept swiping with our regular card. Either it was a mistake or we didn't switch things over in time or just a couple of different reasons, and now I've got to go apply for reimbursements and hope that those come through. But for now it is what it is, and I have to do this budget and close out the way that it is. So here we go. Okay, negative 244.08. That's going to hurt us a little bit. All we can do is keep going. Let's just keep going and see how we do. Debt category. Okay, so we're negative 698. So this debt digging is the new phone. I miscalculate. You can hear me talk all about this in my April budget with me video. I think that's what it was, or one of my closeout videos. I'll link it here. But the 56 was my best calculation. And when I actually got the bill, I was able to calculate how much I needed to pay in order to pay it on time to get the 0% interest rate and have it paid off before the interest started kicking in. So that's $63 a month instead of $56. I was off by $7 there. Insurance, we don't have anything to put on that because we do all that through sinking funds. Okay, do this what else category, and I will be right back with you. Okay, so we went over in the spouse spending category by $36, and we've already had a conversation about that. I can't remember what that was. I think he was going to a party and needed to get something, and it was kind of like he had already spent his spending category, and then this came up, and he was like, well, he decided to do this anyway, and just kind of like knew he was going to be in trouble, but did it anyway. So, we've already talked about that, and we're not going to up his category. He's just going to have to plan better. And so those are more than just math moments we have to talk about. And that's one of the challenges of budgeting with a spouse or partner. When you're not alone and you share a budget with other people, it's a challenge you have to work through and discussions you have to have. So let's calculate all of these and see how we did overall. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our closeout. So we're going to fill in our actual income and our actual expenses and see what our ending balance was and whether we were over or under. So our actual income, if we go all the way back here to the first page, our actual income was 2448 plus 4800. So that's 7248. Now we're going to total up our actual expenses. Oh, which is where I should have been totaling each category. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me fill all of that in. Okay, that number is good. I've checked it twice. So 7248 minus 7248 was our total actual income minus our actual expenses, $6,808.01, leaves us $439.99. Okay, so that we needed, $439.99. We didn't do so hot. We needed $621 at least to be able to put our full amount in lump sum sinking funds. So we're short by $181. So we're going to put $439.99 in lump sum sinking funds. And yes, that is disappointing. I'm not happy about that. I'm sad. It's been a long time since I've had to dip into my sinking funds to make my budget work. We learned a lot of tough lessons this month, and that's okay. It's new, but it's new numbers, and we're still putting money into sinking funds. We're $181 short, but in a week, I'm going to do my Transfer Tuesday, and we'll see what I can get from that. I had a really great Transfer Tuesday last month, and I also have some in the buffer, which I didn't account for, so that's plus $60.35. So that's more like $534. So I'll get to put $534 into my lump sum sinking funds. So I'm $121 off. So we were $121 over budget. Yep, that's disappointing, but we're not going into debt over it because we haven't we're just transferring less into our sinking funds, and we knew that we were dealing with new numbers, and we overspent in groceries, and we had all of these funds that we didn't. So where was that? Oh, it was the health category. We used to budget $250 in this health category, and I didn't this month because we were going to use that from our HSA, and now we had used it anyway. But we used $271. So that's $270 we spent that we actually weren't planning on at all. So we had just a series of errors and things happening. So no budget is perfect. It's all more than just math. We definitely had a more than just math month this month, and that's okay. It happens. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm just going to keep going. We'll do better next month. And actually, I already know that my HSA money did not come out again, which I was quite surprised about, and I've already emailed my HR department to figure out what is happening. Why is this not working? Because now it's got me stressed out about my April budget and what's going to happen with that. So we're going to figure all of that out, and it will be okay, and we'll make sure that we don't have this stuff happening for April. So it's going to take us a couple of months to figure out our new numbers, and our new situations with all of these things. And we'll have to be more careful and have more conversations. So let me know down below if you have had a month like this where you have tried to be diligent and things just happen and you're surprised at the end of the month where you're like, what happened? How did you deal with it? Now you find out that you're over budget, and what are you going to do? So our plan is we're going to have to come up with this money. So we are going to have to take that out of our lump sum sinking funds, and that's okay. That happens. But you may have to, are you in debt now? Did you have to put something on a credit card? What's your plan to pay off that credit card? Are you in debt now? Do you have extra money? Last month I had extra money that I got to transfer, and that's typically the case for me. I get to transfer extra money over to my lump sum sinking funds or whatever my goals are. And that's an even better situation to be in. And I hope that that's the situation for you this month. This March. March was a magic month for a lot of people. If you get paid every other week or every other Friday, you got 3 paychecks this month instead of just 2. So let me know how your March went for you. Let me know what your plans were. Were you over budget, under budget, right on? What's your plan going forward? Let me know in the comments. And again, thank you for all the support. We hit 100 subscribers, and thank you for the coffees. Don't give up. You've got this.